Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you? It is a beautiful day here in West Virginia, and it is game night. So this is going to be a super quickie, and it is again about games and game design, and in particular this game. And if you're tired of hearing about it, I'm sorry, but it's just what's going on in my world right this minute. I just had like an hour-long debate with Ignacy, our CEO, the developer, the guy who's been working on this game for the last year, about some particular card wording. And my stance is, when I play a card game, I want to give you this idea that the gold standard in my mind is Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is not the best card game in my opinion, but it's a very good card game, and it has a huge audience and continues to grow because of one simple reason. And that reason is you don't ever need to read the rule book. Ever. You don't ever need to have a glossary of cards so that you can figure out how something works. That is the gold standard. If you're going to make a card game, make it so perfect that when I teach it to you, you now never need to read the rule book. You never need to look up how a card works. And so that's where I come from. So I've been battling Ignacy on this one particular card. And this card, the way that it worked, the way that I wrote the card, worked with the way that the rules were written. Now, I didn't write the first draft of the rules. So I was basing my card wording on the way the rules were written. And unfortunately, the way the rules were written is not coincidental with the way the game is played. So Ignacy wanted to change this card because it makes sense in his head. But not in my head, because my head is based on this is how the rules are written, this has to be how this card is written, period. He says, no, you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me this. Get the scenario. So I'm riding my motorcycle home, and it hits me. I realize we've been playing two different games, essentially. Not really, but we have. I was basing, again, my wording on these rules, and these rules are just fundamentally wrong. It's not the natural way of playing this game. The natural way of playing this game is completely different. So, I had this epiphany, and I got home. I just literally got off the phone with Ignacy, and I said, listen, I have the fix. The art guys are going to hate us because we're going to change a whole bunch of cards again, but it's going to make the game perfect and better. So I explained it to him. And essentially what it comes down to is, in this game, you have cards that you can build. And say this card costs 7. To build this card, I have to spend 7 and build it. Okay? But if I can't afford to build this card this turn, I can put some cards there that I can use on a later turn. So I can say, well, I got 3 this turn, put the 3 here, and then on the next turn, if I have 4 more, I can say, oh, I got the 7 done. All right? And that's how the game is played. Unfortunately, the way the rules were written was I play 2 cards to this, and I put them here. Then, if these 2 cards are equal to 7, I build the card. And that's just clunky and weird. So we fixed it. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I know I fixed it. Now I have to actually fix it, and the people in Poland are going to be mad at me because they're going to have a whole bunch of work to do when they get to the office in the morning, but it needs to be done. It's the right thing for the game. Ignacy agrees with me. And the worst part is this all goes to print Friday. This all goes to print Friday. So basically, in Poland time, one day before these files go to print, Chevee has this idea. It's the best idea for the game. It's going to make the game better, and it has to be done. Now that I've told him about it, it just has to be done, and we have to do it. And that's the way it works sometimes. Sometimes you just have these ideas, and it's the deadline, and that's okay. And he sent me this message that was like, I'm just going to assume that you had this brilliant idea 24 hours before print because you wanted to do work the Portal way. But it is what it is. We're going to fix it. I need to go to game night. I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to take my laptop because I'm going to be working on the game all night trying to fix it because it has to be ready for them when they get to the office in the morning. We're going to pull this off, and it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to share it with you. But that also means now I have to print and cut out yet another version because this one's wrong. Oh well, it is what it is. That's why I love what I'm doing, so thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that I'm bailing quickly on you, but I have to get done with this tonight, and it has to be perfect. It's a lot of stress. So, thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from todayifoundout.com. Why does Japan get so many earthquakes? Japan is located along the Pacific Ring of Fire on the edges of several continental and oceanic tectonic plates. This is an area of high seismic activity from New Zealand up through Japan, across to Alaska, and down the west coast of North and South America.